Hey guys, it's Jen with Cards Zen by Jen. My name is Jennifer Blaszak. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing a card that we made in my in-person sip and stamp here in Central Pennsylvania. This card is so cute. We made this around Valentine's and I never got around to doing a video of it, but we're going to remake this card today, but we're not going to do Happy Valentine's Day. We're going to do something else on the inside. Not quite sure what yet. We'll figure it out as we go along. But this is the Fluffiest Friends stamp set that we are featuring today. We are going to be using this bear with his little honey pot. And we are going to be pairing that with some remnants that I have from the Be Mine Designer Series paper. This paper was so cute. It came out with that suite that had the bees in it, with the bee punch. Totally cute. I love these honey pots. These are so cute and they go perfectly with this bear. So when I saw those two things, I had to put them together. So here is the Be My Valentine, the stamp set that actually comes with this suite of products. But again, they work together perfectly. So we are going to be using both of these. I'm going to be using the You're as Sweet as Honey for the sentiment on the front. And we're of course using the bear from the Fluffiest Friends. When Fluffiest Friends first came out, it's an online exclusive. And I had convinced myself that I did not need it. I had enough stamp sets, quite honestly, and I really just did not need that. But then when I started seeing some of the cards and some of the treats that were being made with these really cute little fluffy friends, I absolutely had to just give in to peer pressure, and I bought it. And have made some really cute cards with it ever since. So this is probably going to be one of those stamp sets that I never sell, even as it retires. I probably am going to keep it forever and ever. We are going to be using just one die cut today. It's going to be this circle. It comes from the Everyday Details dies, and it's just a circle that has these little teeny tiny holes in it. So I'm going to pull this out. We're going to cut this out of the basic white. So go ahead and get that ready to go. Set these aside for just a moment. Our card base is actually Sweet Sorbet. Now, I know Sweet Sorbet retired. I get it. But I'm sure that you are just like me and you still have lots of this paper left. And I don't like to waste things. So I'm using Sweet Sorbet. If you do not have Sweet Sorbet, you can use Poppy Parade, or you could use Real Red. Both are very close to Sweet Sorbet. We are going to start with a piece, our card base. We are going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 11. We are going to use our paper trimmer and we're going to cut it at 4 1/4. All right. Once we cut it at 4 1/4, now you have 4 1/4 by 11. You're going to come to the 5.5 inch mark and you are going to use your scoring blade. Let me come down just a little bit further here so you can see it. You're going to use the scoring blade. Get that trimmer blade out of the way. I am notorious for grabbing the trimming blade instead of the scoring blade. Move it out of the way so it's not even a temptation. And now you are going to score at 5.5. And then I want you to simply turn it. Well, you don't even turn it over. You can just come over to 4 inches and you are going to score again. Actually, I just did that wrong. All right, hold on a second. Forget that one. Let's bring in the second sheet, shall we? So again, we are going to start off by scoring at, oh my goodness. We are going to score at 5.5. Oh my, I need one more cup of coffee today. And then we are going to come down to 4 1/4. And you're going to score at 4 1/4. So you've scored at 5.5, bring it over to 4 1/4, score again. What you're going to get is you are going to get cardstock that is going to go like this. And then you're going to have another score right there. This is called the bookbinder a bookbinder card. So we are going to end up binding this piece here, and it's going to open like a book. All right. We do have a few more things to cut, so I may as well just go ahead and cut those while I have my trimmer out. Let's do, again, the honey pots. These is going to be 1 by 4. 1 by 4. So 1 inch by 4 inch. Voila. And then let's bring in our honeycomb piece. Let's bring in our honeycomb piece. And this we are going to do 4 inches by 4 inches. The measurements are super simple on this card. Of course, now that I messed it up, right? All right, 4 inches by 4 inches. And basic white for the inside. I think I already have a piece cut. No, maybe I don't. So let me grab a piece of basic white. And again, this is going to be 4 inches by 4 inches for the inside. And once again, I left my glasses downstairs. I'm doing great. Okay, so we are going to bring in the mini embossing machine. I have a piece of white here, and I have somewhere in here my set for this. There's another piece. There we go. That looks better. Okay. So we have piece 1, piece 2. So we are going to put our piece of, that's too wide. There we go. I'm going to put our piece of white down, and then we are going to put our circle and put our top piece. We should be able to fit everything through here. Hold this for a second. I'm sorry, I'm going to wiggle you just a moment. You run this through. We are done with that. It can go aside. There we go. I have a few pieces that are stuck in there. Some of my circles are stuck, so I'm going to bring out my die brush for the Take Your Pick tool. You can screw it onto the top of your Take Your Pick tool, or you can just leave it like this. And it works perfectly. So it helps to get all of those teeny tiny little circles right out of there. I keep it in an old paper pumpkin box so it catches all of my little pieces, parts. They don't go all over the place. And that's how we take care of that. So we're going to set that aside for a moment, and we are done with this. All right. So let's do some stamping, shall we? We are going to pull out our bear and our bees. Bear and the bees, that's all we're going to use out of that. So let's grab a block. And we are going to grab our Memento, Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Now the coloring on this bear looks daunting. And again, I did this as a, line this up here. I did this as a class. So we did this as a sip and stamp. So everybody was working on this and coloring on their own. And I created, we're gonna do our little bees too. I created just kind of a step-by-step instructions to be able to, so that they could color the bees, or I'm sorry, color the bear and have it not be so daunting. So I'm gonna show you those, and I'll make sure that that gets posted on my website so that you have the step-by-step instructions as well. So what did I do with them? Here we go. So we are gonna start by coloring the muzzle and the paw pads with the SU 700. Now, Stampin' Up came out with skin-toned Stampin' Blends. And then once they did that, they labeled them 100, 200, 300, 400, the whole way up to 1,000. They did that, they came out, they were out for a while, and then they renamed them. So I don't quite have what the renamed ones are, but if you Google it, you will find it. And if I can find them again, I will put them on the link where all of the dimensions will be. Again, you're watching my video right now on YouTube. If you look at the information about the video, you will find the permalink to my blog that will give you all of the written measurements for this card. That way you can go back to it anytime. You'll have the measurements so that you can take your time, get everything cut out. For right now, you can just watch me and laugh because I'm sure I'm gonna mess this up quite a few times. So again, we're starting with the SU 700. We're gonna color the muzzle and the paw pads. And I'm gonna use the brush tip. You can use the bullet tip if you would like. Everybody has their own preference. It doesn't matter, whatever works for you. As long as you're crafting, doesn't matter. Just do it and have fun. All right, so I did the muzzle and the paw pads with the SU 700. Now I'm gonna bring in the SU 600. This is a 600, yes. Again, those glasses would have been really useful right about now. We're gonna color the entire bear with the exception of the muzzle and the paw pads that we already colored. We're coloring the entire bear with the SU 600. And I was never very good at coloring as a child. I wanted to be, but I don't feel like I was very good at it. Staying in the lines was never my forte. And doing it without my glasses on is even harder, but that's okay. That's all right. All right, so don't forget his little paw over here. He's holding on to that honey pot. And let's get a little bit better around there. There we go. Now, we are gonna bring the SU 200, which is much darker. And what we're gonna do, we're over here. Now we're gonna do those shade lines with the darker. So you'll see on the image, the stamped image, you're gonna see the shade lines that Stampin' Up's designers have in the image. It pretty much tells us what areas should be darker. All right, and we're just gonna go over that just light. Can't forget that side of his face. All right, I think we have it. And now the last part is we're gonna bring in our SU 600 again, and we're gonna go over the darker pieces. Oops, we're gonna blend. So again, they're called Stampin' Blends for a reason. We're gonna come over and we're just gonna pull the darker piece and just blend it out. You see what I'm doing there? You don't have to color the whole thing. You're now creating a third shade. So we have that darker shade, and now we've created this lighter shade but it's not as light as the first layer of SU 600 that we put down. There we go. Now you can see how we have different variations of shade there. Voila. It's as easy as that. I know it looks hard when you look at it, but it's really not hard. Just practice a couple of times. It's all good. Again, I'll have a picture of this on my website so that you can refer back to it if you need to. So, honey pot. Honey pot is going to be real red. I apologize, I'm getting my head underneath the camera. You don't need to be seeing my head. I was in the pool this afternoon, and the hair is definitely not done. All right, so that was the light red. Let's bring in the dark red. I'm gonna do the bullet piece, the bullet portion of this, and just kind of go over the edge. Again, the lines tell you the areas that should be darker. And the last color that we're going to bring in is Daffodil Delight. I'm only going to use one shade. I'm going to use the dark for this. If you have crushed curry, you can use that as well. Believe it or not, I didn't buy everything. I know my husband would be shocked if he heard me say that. By all the boxes and the credit card bills that have entered this house, he would swear I bought everything, but I didn't. So I did not buy the crushed curry Stampin' Blends. So I am just going to use my Daffodil Delight. It is fine. It works perfectly. And there you have it. We did our bear. He's all done. Let's start putting this baby together. So here's our card base. We're going to bring our bone folder in. We are going to crease that. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to crease that too. We are going to take that strip of our honey pots. There we go. I knew I'd find my glue somewhere. Uh-oh, we're stuck. We are stuck. Grab our Pampered Chef taste test or a cake tester. No, I don't use it for cakes anymore. It solely gets used to unstick my glue. All right, so we're gonna put that right there on that left side. Now we're not adhering the inside piece yet because we're gonna bring in a piece of ribbon. I am gonna use this ribbon. This also belonged to that same bee suite that was out. What was this called? It was just bordered ribbon. It was Sweet Sorbet in white, and it was just bordered ribbon. That's what it was called. So let me bring in my, how long do we need to do this? We'll do this. So we're gonna stick her in here. We're just gonna wrap it around. And we are going to tie a knot. I'm not always into tying bows. Sometimes a knot is just sufficient. I feel like every time I put a bow on one of my cards, my ladies start to like hyperventilate. And you know what? Honestly, I was the same way when I started doing this. My upline demonstrator, Betsy, used to have to tie all my bows for me. I just couldn't figure it out. I got so frustrated with it. And the last thing you want is for your people who are coming and learning something new to get frustrated. So she was nice enough to do most of my bows for me. But I finally became a big girl and learned how to do them myself. I am going to I'm gonna grab a glue dot. These are the Stampin' Up glue dots. Oh my goodness, just come right off of there. I'm just gonna grab a glue dot and I'm gonna stick it down right underneath that knot. I'm just gonna press my knot into it. I just want it to stay there. There we go. All right. And now we are going to come in and we are going to put glue on either side of that bow, of that ribbon. And we are going to adhere that 1 1/4 section is going to get adhered down. All right. Now let's take our honeycomb piece. This was cut 4 by 4. I know, really hard measurements there, right? 4 by 4. And we are going to center that, stick it down. Let's bring our bear in. He's so cute. All right, stick that baby down nice and centered. We are going to grab a strip of Daffodil Delight. This is 1/2 inch. It's just a 1/2 inch strip. And what I want to do is from that Be My Valentine, that You're As Sweet as Honey, I am going to grab that. Oh my goodness, these are all over the place. Don't know what happened there, but we'll fix that later. All right, let me grab a block. I'm gonna pick this up kind of diagonally because it's long. So I'm gonna pick that up, if you can see that. Ink that up good. Sorry, I'm once again getting my head in the way. There you go, that works. That works for me. We are going to cut this, take our paper snips. We are going to cut this after this suite. And I'm just gonna trim the right before the your. Keep trying to pick things up and I have no fingernails left to pick things up with. It's bad. All right, we are going to use dimensionals to stick these down. I'm going to put that right there. And let's just snip some of these. Oops. Well, that one went flying. There we go. The last thing we need to do is the inside. Stick him here. Isn't he cute? Cute, cute, cute. And let's do something with the inside. Let me see here. I have a piece. Let's do this one. This is another piece from that same designer series paper. Again, I have some remnants of it I'm going to use up. It just has hearts on it. This is cut to 1 inch by 4 inches. Again, my basic white piece for the inside is 4 by 4. So I'm just going to add some glue. And we're going to put this just down along the bottom. Perfect. You're as sweet as honey. You know, I think I might want to make this one into a happy birthday, which means I need to find a happy birthday. Let's do this. I'm going to use this one. This is from Unbounded Love. This is in the new catalog, this 2024 annual catalog. And we're going to use the happy birthday from this. And I think I want to do this in real red. Yeah. So I'm going to grab my real red ink. I seem to have all of my blocks in use. So let's clean something off and put it away. I swear, I don't mean for things to become a mess when I create, but it just happens. It's almost like a tornado. It just happens. I can't help it. I literally have to make myself stop and put everything away every once in a while, because then I just get overwhelmed with the fact that it's all in my way. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay. So who wouldn't like to get this as a birthday card? Totally cute. Absolutely adorable. Oh, I love it. There you have it, folks. It's as easy as that. Again, I will put the instructions for the coloring on my blog. You will find the link to my blog, to the specific blog post that deals with making this specific card. You'll find the measurements, the items that I used, as well as the instructions for the coloring there. I hope you had a good time. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see what you create with this. If you do not have the Fluffiest Friends, I would suggest that you try to get it. I am not sure if it's still available. I will put it on my blog post if it is still available. I hope so. It's totally cute. Again, it was an online exclusive. Stampin' Up! Has gone from doing all of their stamp sets in catalogs to creating online exclusives. That means that you can go to their website at any time and find new product. You do not have to wait for the stamp or for the catalogs to come out. This helps them keep up with the current trends of what's going on. They have come out with some really beautiful online exclusives, some really cute stuff. So I hope you will go to the Stampin' Up! Website. You can find a link on my blog, cardzenbyjen.com, and check out all of the online exclusives and everything. You'll find everything that's in their paper catalogs as well on that website. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I would invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cards Zen by Jen. If you're on Facebook, I have a Facebook business page where I sell my cards and treats. That is Cards Zen by Jen. I also have a group, which is Stampin' with Cards Zen by Jen. So I hope that you will join all of those. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to see what you're creating. Happy stamping. Have a great day.